Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is R. Coleman. Today, I'll be talking about the roller coaster effect. And what I mean about a roller coaster effect is when you have a great job or you're in a relationship and it just ended. And, we just don't want it to end. So, I'm going to just start out talking about myself, period. So, I had plenty of jobs in the past, and not on every occasion I can say, hey, I wanted a job to end. So sometimes I anticipated, in which we can all, agree upon, saying like, I just can't wait till this thing end, anyway. So we knew it was coming. So at this nice job that I had back in the past, I worked at a college. I was a student account representative. And my boss, she encouraged me to that I need to finish school. She seen one of my essays I put together, and she liked it. And she said, you know what, I encourage you need to go back. So I did. I went to school out in Madison. So I went out there every day. So we had the executive director of the school. He had a problem with it. I was like almost 7 weeks left out, and he was like, well, you know what, we can't afford for you to continue to go. And I was like, man, I only got 7 weeks. And he says, well, I tell you what, if you decide to go, we can't have you. So, if you decide that, if you want to stay, so, you're going to have to quit school. So I gave him an ultimatum too. So I was like, well, if you're going to pay for it, and then we got a problem, and then we can do it like this way, I can go at night. Perhaps I can do a class or two. There was no harm, it was no budging by this cat at all. So, I understand his business, and I was kind of hurt by it, but I respected him. But I'm like, whatever. So I had to leave. So it was nothing else I can do. Everybody was hurt from it. I was hurt. I got through it. I mean, it was just caught me off the side. So it gave me enough time to start thinking about my own business and what I need to do to accomplish those goals. So I had to start making goals. I started making notes, what I need to do. I started looking at motivational stuff to keep me upbeat. But, through overtime, I get also a little bit, sometimes we find ourselves procrastinating. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'll do that. I started making little steps. It wasn't fast enough the way I should have been doing it. And I think a lot of us get side blocked with that. We get all caught up with the emotions, how we feel after a while. You start second guessing yourself. Man, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have did this. Never go back second guessing yourself, because it's over, and that's what happened in the past. I guess we often say, since we learn as kids, you have to learn from your mistakes. So if that was a mistake, don't keep hindering on it, because you can never grow from that. Okay. So that's it. Just like a bad relationship, learn from that. If you treated somebody a certain type of way, make sure you don't bring that same type of into your next relationship. If you treated that person, you should have treated him a certain type of way, you don't take that into your next relationship. And just remember that. So that way you don't bring that on to your next job. How you feeling about that? Because you won't ever grow from that. You take that same attitude, wondering why you keep getting fired and letting go, and it's because of that. Now, my whole thing with the job situation, I always want to be my own boss, no matter what. I always wanted to be my own boss. I want to do my own thing. Right now, today, I have two businesses. One I call Visionary Wedding, and the other one is called Blue Shark Films. And the reason, because I wanted to have the two separate, because I have two types of settings I want those set for. Like the Visionary Wedding is just focus, of course, weddings. It just focus on that. I do the video aspect as far as just doing weddings, quinceañeras, DJing parties. So those parties can vary for any way, shape, form. So weddings I want to keep that separate from Blue Shark Films. So basically just commercial, advertisement, and short film, and doing film period, and also doing commercials. So I wanted to have that. Business is slow for me, but I always had set goals for myself and never get side blocked. And never, and don't stop trying, because just because it's going slow at the moment don't mean it's going to always be that way. So, and the next thing I like to talk about, respect. And what I mean about respect, so let's just say if you don't like me because of my race, that don't mean I not got to respect you. I can say hello to you and keep it moving. I don't need you, that we got to be lovey, touchy. We got to respect each other. We work in the same field. I might have to hire you. I might have to hire somebody like you one day, and then, we got to have mutual respect because you know how to go out there and market stuff. You know how to go out there and get contact. You know how to do certain things. So we can all get along to get a paycheck. So, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Because if you're working, regardless, you're working with people, you got to have you had to have something set up. So that's a part. So when you working at a place, you got to go into like that mindset. If you run your own business, it's going to have to be the same way. You might like, well, I run my own business. I deal with a lot of people. Well, at some point, you're going to have to respect because you got a client. And you have to respect them if you want them to pay you. So you ain't going to get nowhere like that. And you're not gonna get anywhere because you got a network to get your business out there. Okay? So just remember that. And the next thing I like to talk about, you want to talk about challenging yourself. What I mean by that, you can't be the same person you were last year. You got to keep elevating yourself. You got to keep making sure that it's always not the same. So you try something yesterday, don't mean you can try something different. And if you did it, make sure you can try to achieve it, where you get somewhere near it. So if you say, hey, last week we made $10, let's try $15 today. So if that's just saying small, then, you think about small change and then we can go with the big change. So that's what I mean by that too. I know I'm adding dollars on challenging. And also you can challenge yourself. I walked yesterday, let's take a run. I ran yesterday, but let's go to the gym next week. It can be different variations of things. I'm just using some as plain as day so I can try to get you to think about challenging yourself. And also, I would like to get into about, trying different things. Again, it's about challenging yourself again. You might been doing certain type of things the same way. Why not try to switch it up? You know what I'm saying? So you wanna do something different. That's what I mean by that. Things can get kind of boring after a while if you keep doing the same thing, whether it's in your business or your lifestyle. You want to, not driving on that same street. If you coming home every day, don't go on that, don't come home the same way. Go a different way. Play tricks with your mind a little bit. I don't mean to drive yourself crazy, but you got to do something to intrigue yourself or your mate. You don't want to come too bland, after a while. So try to switch it up a little bit. You got to try something different. So if something ain't working, you got to switch it up. And I guess the only thing I can relate to this, when I finished film school, I was working a website for 6 months. Now, they taught us how to work on the websites. And I'm talking about, man, I was bored out my mind. And I guess I kept trying different things. And I hated doing HTML. So what I did differently was I went out and bought templates. I was like, I can admit to myself, I'm feeling lazy. And I don't want to do this no more because what my whole thing was, what I was really fast at is editing, producing, directing. That's what things I was good at. I was totally out my zone. I knew that. So what I did was I went out and bought the templates. And then after I bought the templates, they were cool for a while. So then I switched up on that too because I didn't want to. I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna have somebody else do this. I'm gonna do half of it because I don't want to give out a lot of money either because I don't want to be cheap with myself. But then again, I don't have a lot of money to be doing the things. I'll probably get back in there another subject too on another topic on another day because I like to get in there for a lot of people who's struggling about getting these websites out. That what you can do like Wix, you can go hire somebody up on Fiverr. I hope I'm saying that, Fiverr or Fiverr. One of the two, or Disk. You can try some stuff like that too. There's other stuff out there you can get at a cheaper rate too because you don't want to get caught up in that, working on a website and you can't do it. Just give up. And let somebody else do it. At least you can get the bases. Just try to get the bases on the wrap, and you can get some of the stuff and have them tweak it for you, okay? Because I'm telling you, I spent almost a year and a half, and that was a year and a half of work of like, man, time is money, and time is the essence. And that was a lot of time wasted, and I wished I hadn't spent so much time on doing that. And you want to make sure you have an open mind, too, about things. So you might have friends giving you suggestions about things. Try to be humble to them too, because sometimes, they're just suggestions they're trying to give you. I had, my friends in the past, and I had to be open-minded, and I'm like, what do you know about this? And what do you know about that? And sometimes I'd be closed-minded. I can get a little arrogant sometimes and just like, dude, I'm not going to do that. Sometimes I had to do free work when I didn't want to. I had to do cheap work when I didn't want to. But in essence, it was giving me more clients too, because I wouldn't tell everybody I was doing cheap. I just wound up doing that work for that time being, put the work out so more people can see it. Because if business is slow, you got to find any way to intrigue more people so they can see the material you have. And they may like, man, I'm astonished. Look at this, what you've done. So whether you made a nice cake or whatever you've done, this is a nice haircut, hey, that's the only way you're going to be able to get the job done. And the other thing I like to talk about, investing. And investing can be a lot of different ways for me, because you can invest your time in anything. Again, whether it be a website, you're motivating people, and I like to talk about my investing. Hey, it's money. So what I did in the past, I wasted a lot of money in the past, and I want to talk the first thing what elevated me to do this and try different things is Amway. I tried back in the past, and this is probably like grandmother's age. And Amway, if you know anything about it, some of you people might be listening to, I know about Amway. But Amway, I like to think about pyramid scheme type deal, and also that you can get a material like a Windex type of material and get it concentrated, and you put the water solution into it in a bottle, and then you can make it into the solution to clean stuff. So I did that for a minute, and I sold the product. I didn't get a lot of people engaged under the pyramid scheme. It didn't work that way for me. I tried it. It was okay. I wasn't afraid, so I thought I'd go and try it out. That's the thing. When you come across stuff, you got to keep an open mind about that, because just because it doesn't work for you don't mean it's going to work out for somebody else. You become a failure at that. Don't try to steer somebody wrong. Say, hey, it didn't work out for me. I don't think you should try it. It's good that you make people aware of it. To say, hey, you tried it. Why don't you give it a shot? It might work for you. And I'm like that. I tried stuff off like this Twitter tank that was stupid. Wasted a lot of time with that. Got quite a few Twitter accounts and trying to do some promotion for people just to click on the stuff. And hey, we got a great video over here. If you get in, it'll be a couple bucks. And it's supposed to got me on some stuff like some autopilot stuff. I tried that, and I tried some other crazy stuff too with some more phone companies and stuff. I tried everything, because here's the way I look at it. If you got a business and the business is slow, you got to be able to feed that business. And I don't care whether you got, you doing like, you investing, whether you're doing some, real estate type of work, which is great, by the way. And if you got a true goal, passion for something else, you got to feed it somewhere else. You got to think of different variations for money all over the place. So you got to start thinking along those lines, because you might just get lucky in your business and might strike gold and say, hey, well, that's it. You got it made. A lot of people just don't fall in luck that way, especially me. It didn't fall for me that way, and I'm still keeping an open mind about it. And I also tried this thing, ClickBank. ClickBank didn't work so well for me. It could have had. Again, I had to deal with websites, talking about somebody else's product. It could have worked out well for me, and it probably still can. I just decided, well, that's just something I'm being honest with myself. I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. I'm thinking about I had to go fill the product off. I like somebody's product. I don't know if the white cleaning for your teeth going to be okay, because there's millions of people talking about that, just like fat burning, all that other material stuff. Once you get a lot of people on that, it's kind of hard to elevate to the top. You got to get in like right there. So when you're right that topic, then you have a better chance. Right now, I'm on the Bitcoin type deal. I also been doing some other type of marketing work as far as like the investing with the, what I want to call it. I can't even think of the name right now, because I've been using this stuff like Folio. And what I mean by Folio first is this is basically like blue chip. So you got a lot of stuff out there like Apple, Amazon, these other companies, and you're making a small amount of change with it. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. And the reason why it got me so intrigued to doing all this stuff, because I realized every time I worked at a company, my return was like hell. It wasn't nothing. I get a 401k. I'm practically giving all my money back to these people. So again, that causing a roller coaster effect with me. I'm thinking I'm about to get a lot of money back, and I ain't getting nothing because the company got their hand out, and then you got to pay the taxes on the money. So that's not cool. So that's the reason why I'm trying this thing out. The future is going to be like Bitcoin, I think. The future is going to be on some other stuff that we probably don't even know about yet. But I'm happy to announce that at the moment. I'll be bringing you some more on that in the future. So I just want to thank you guys all for tuning in today. And I just want to leave the last note about the great Napoleon Hill, where he says, wherever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. May God bless you all. I hope you take this food for thought. When your business is slow, just keep on pushing away. When you don't like your job, find a new one. When you don't get along with other people, just smile and look the other way. Or you just say, have a nice day. Kill them with kindness. But you just got to remember, just keep that in mind. Knowledge is the key. And so I just want to feed you all that. And I want to say thank you all again. And whatever affiliates down there, whatever I got at the bottom, I don't know what I'm going to have at the bottom of this. Just click on them, subscribe to my YouTube page. And I just want to say thank you all again. God bless. Thank you.